Hi, God's Own Medicine PS4 and PS5 nowadays, and Medic Maniac YouTube. PES 2021, I finally got here. Had this on disc for a while, and as you can see, the Maniac is taking over as manager of Leeds United, because obviously Leeds is my hometown club, it's where I come from, and Leeds are back in the Premier League, doing erratically. So I figure with this being the last PES, I'm going to be playing PES for a while. I don't want to download the eFootball rubbish. Whatever PES has been this generation, this is the last iteration of it. So I'm going to play it. So here's the playthrough. It's a basic playthrough. There is no player editing whatsoever. So what you see is what you get. Bossman is telling the Maniac 8th or higher. Now we've gone legends, we've gone full legends, default Master League squad, the rabble. So we won't be finishing top 8. There's absolutely no way around that. So the Maniac, just laying it on the table. Boss man, you are talking rubbish if you think 8th or higher professional difficulty. You've seen the settings, 15 minutes, it will be highlights. And I'm going to do this properly, and I won't be using like the legendary rabble completely. I will be making signings. I've picked the large budget because why would you not? Let's jump in. Let's play some PES. Meet the press. The Maniac has a suit. He's not used to it. So, boys. Well, own style or stick with what we're used to. We need to strike a good balance. Keep what works, put my own stamp on what doesn't. And basically the default Master League squad don't work, do they? They're a bit, well, there's better out there. What style of play do you want to play this season? Same as every season. I just, look, I've had a few and I want to put on a show. Am I working with the rabble? Yes. Can they put on a show? No. But we will make them put on a show. How do you make them? You force them. That's how you do it. So we're going to force them. They won't know, will they? But we're going to force them anyway. Kick them up the backside. You will put on a show. Right ho, usual deal. I'll have a lot to wade through, a lot to sort out. I'll see you in a bit. So I have sorted out a lot of things. Squad numbers, training, youth team training, pattern of play, team selection initially, transfers for my team, what bids I want to accept for players, what players I put in the transfer market, what bids I put down for other players. I've made a list of targets, all that. So I'm going to walk you through it. So fluid formation on as always. That is the lineup initially. Going forward and coming back, I shall walk you through the team selection and why I've chosen what I've chosen. CIFA in and not Gyoza, because as you see, if I put Gyoza in, the teamwork stat goes down. So for teamwork stat, just at the minute, Sifa, this may change. Ericsson and Vasil, because the other two centre-backs are absolutely rubbish. I mean, these two aren't very good. Soric, because he can do left midfield as well as defence, allegedly. Vrani should start centre midfield, and then that should be defensive midfielder, so just make that little change. Vrani, because, you know, he's got an older head on his shoulders, and I think actually he benefits the team if he's playing. I know he can play left back and stuff as well. Canning can play left back as well. If you look at the graphic there, he can do that. And in fact, he's probably better at it than Soric, so I might change that. Let's have a look at Canning. But Canning can't do left back and left midfield properly. But that's an option. That's why he's on the substitutes bench, just there so that Franny can fill in centre midfield and do what he does probably better, really. Arcas, because when we go forward, it'll be support striker, whereas Castledine can't fulfill that. So Castledine will be the replacement as I see it there. Pallister and Carlson, because when we go forward, will be right wide forward and left wide forward, which is their natural position. That is the team. The substitutes are here. So this line here. When we're in a match, all these won't play. So you can see my preferred selection of the defaults, and I've given you the reasons why, and you can see the team shape. So attackingly, possession game, short pass, wide areas, flexible, and you can see the support range there. Defensively, frontline pressure, containment area centre, pressuring aggressive. That needs changing to conservative, thank you very much. And a defensive line of 3 on the bar there. Compactness, you can see that. The advanced instructions, centre and targets, tick attacker, deep defensive line, and wing back should I wish to use them, and obviously fluid formation on. I've sorted out all my kickers. Right, let's get to negotiation. I'm not going to walk you through what I've done with my team. You'll see that when I advance the time if you get any bids and stuff. But essentially, with this team, I'll just show you what I think of the default Master League squad team. Essentially, the weak spots as I see it are left back area, because there are 2 bona fide left backs in Caulfield and Soric, and neither are good enough. Essentially, I'm looking at a benchmark OPR of around 67 upwards for this division, and you can see, I know, like for example, Carlfeld and Pallister are not in their correct position there. Pallister actually goes up at right midfield. But you can see this team need work defensively. So left back area and central defenders, I deem an absolute priority. I would be looking to replace both left backs at the club and all 4 central defenders. I also deem right midfield as a problem, because the left midfielders I'm kind of happy with Carlson, Arnoon, but the right midfielders I'm not happy with at all. Schipper and Pallister, no, I don't like them. So I would replace both these, all 4 central defenders and both left backs. I also see the goalkeeping bit as a problem, because Melikov's getting older and at some point he's going to retire. Giesler is better than Mayer, and Giesler is young, so he's got some development potential. But essentially, if I'm looking at a base OPR for my goalkeepers, my backup goalkeepers, I'm looking at around 65 you know, and I'm definitely looking at obviously this kind of OPR upwards for the first team spot. Okay, so I've walked you through a little bit of that and what I think. I mean, I could get into individuals and, you know, balance and speed issues and stuff like that, but, you know, whatever. I think we can all agree that the legendary Default Master League squad, the Drunkards, the Rabble, are exactly that. They're a bit of a bunch of reprobates and they need a good slapping, metaphorically speaking, to get them to play showboating football, don't they? So, these players here are all players that would be happy to come to the club. Now, if you saw the little screenshot that I put up about the settings, you'll see that the negotiation difficulty is normal. It's just normal. Some of these may fail because although I have a large transfer budget, there is no way to affect the salary budget, which is a bit of a rant of many PES players, and the one that I used to watch was Pro Spartan Gamer. He used to do good stuff on there. And he used to rant about that a lot, but there is no way to affect it, and Konami never saw the need to change that, so it is what it is. You can see on the right hand side of this the big block, the current salary for Kekul, which is 6,750, and the proposed salary. So because he would be happy coming to the club. I've dropped the wages, and as you can see below my proposed salary, I've upped the appearance bonuses and the win bonuses and stuff. It may work, it may not work, I don't know. But I do know I can't a lot of wages. But I do need this left back position filled. Kekul's a make-believe player. I've liked him in PES for as long as I can remember. Every time I do a stat search, he comes up. So he's happy to come to the club, so I've put in a bid. Escobar is a little bit older. He's not that much older. He's 23. So you can see the kind of age group I've gone for. Escobar is transfer fee wise a bit cheaper. I don't know what's going to happen with those bids. Just it's in the lap of the PES gods. We'll see. Goni and Satalo I haven't used in the game, but they met a stat search criteria that I laid down, so I'm going to trust that and go with it. This goalkeeper, he wants to come to the club, so well, he's happy to come to the club. So as you can see there again, you know, the wages, the proposed wages that I've done, and all the wages that they're on. So whether these work or not, I don't know. But I can afford half a packet of polos and a bit of string I found in my pocket. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. We ain't got two halfpennies to rub together, salary budget wise, really. So fingers crossed and all that. So obviously I've sorted out my team about which players I definitely put on the transfer market and which players I'm listening to bids for. Basically, I'm listening to bids for all of the rabble, but don't tell them that.